Alright, so we had some new figures revealed and I wanted to briefly talk about them, because some of these are very cool, very interesting. I'm going to knock out the easy one first, which is the Studio Series 86 Core Class Ratchet, and it's G1 Ratchet, woohoo. But for what it is, it looks good. This isn't one that I'm interested in, and it's not one that I'm going to get, but it looks good, it's not bad. Now this next one is the more interesting of the two for the Studio Series Core class, which is Dark of the Moon Laserbeak, but in the Bumblebee disguise that he used when assassinating the people that work with the Decepticons. And I was totally not expecting this one at all. Somehow this just never occurred to me. Now just to go ahead and knock it out of the way, I wish this would have been the actual Laserbeak from the movie, you know, the bird design. I know we got the one with the deluxe Dark of the Moon Soundwave, but you know, you can't really do much with that one. So it's disappointing from that angle, but I think this is pretty cool that they went this route, especially because that's from a fairly dark scene from the movie, since not only did he kill that guy, but I feel like it's pretty implied that he killed the family too, and Laserbeak's just pretty creepy in that. But I think this guy looks great. It has a pretty solid robot mode, although the front chest doesn't break up more. It's disappointing, but at the same time, they're working at a very small scale, so I get it. And the car mode looks great. Don't really have any complaints about that. I do feel like the pink is a bit too on the red side of things, but even still, it doesn't really bug me. So yeah, as a whole, I like this guy. I'm looking forward to it. Was not what I was expecting, but definitely a surprise, and a good one at that. Hopefully this opens the door to do some other random characters. They're doing the pink Bumblebee Laserbeak disguise, you know, why not bring out Dispensor from the first movie, or maybe even the Kitchen Bots from Revenge of the Fallen or something like that. Who knows, but definitely gonna get this one. And now for the big ones from Transformers Legacy. These are both Voyager sized figures. We have Starscream from Transformers Armada and Inferno from Beast Wars. Looking at Inferno first, he looks really solid. The ant form looks pretty good. There's nothing that immediately sticks out to me as being bad or looking off or anything like that. It has some fairly obvious compromises here and there, but unfortunately that just seems like it's a thing with any Beast character. But the robot mode I like a lot. It looks like it has a posable jaw, which can help you do the yells that Inferno is famous for. There's nothing that immediately comes off to me as looking bad on it. I'm really looking forward to this guy, and it will be cool to have him finishing off the season 1 Predacon team, because after all the ones released in Kingdom and now Tarantulas and Inferno and Legacy, I'm pretty sure that's it. For some reason I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, even though I'm pretty sure I'm not. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this guy. And the big one for me is the Armada Starscream. Armada was kind of like my Transformers series growing up, and I love the Starscream design. I love that original toy, even though it's obviously not the best. This guy looks pretty good. The jet mode looks pretty accurate to what Armada Starscream's jet mode is. They're just based off of the images. I don't really have any complaints there. Now in robot mode, my main complaint has to do with the wings, and that I feel like they're a little too big or maybe just thick looking. I don't know, because Armada Starscream always had thinner wings. At least to me, they always came off as looking thin, and to me these are just big enough to kind of throw off the silhouette a little bit. It's not something that's gonna ruin the figure for me. It's just, for me, it does make it look a little off, but everything else seems good. Of course, another thing with the wings is they will not come off to make the sword. He comes with a separate sword accessory. That's one of those things where it's definitely unfortunate, but doesn't really bug me. The Generations Deluxe from 2014 had the same thing going on. Didn't really bug me then. This doesn't bother me now. Definitely would have preferred if the wing detached and made the sword, but it's not gonna kill it for me. And another big thing is he does not have minicon ports, at least not any that I see. I could be missing some. Nor does he have his minicon Swindle. Swindle probably wasn't included for budget reasons. He probably would have been bumped up to a leader class if they wanted to include Swindle. Having the ports would have been nice, just because then maybe you could use the old Swindle or whatever, but it's weird. That's another thing that isn't really a problem for me. I guess just because I think back to the old Armada toys, and they're definitely fun, especially for me being 8 years old or however old I was when they first came out, but they weren't the most posable and gimmicks got in the way, so I don't mind this doing away with that stuff, even though, trust me, I get it. The big gimmick in Armada was the minicons and the things they would do and attaching them, so it is unfortunate, but again, doesn't really bug me. I guess I'm just looking for a really good figure of the Armada Starscream design, and to me, for the most part, this looks like it. I will be interested interested to see if you can use the cannons, because in the vehicle mode pictures it looks like the rockets will flip forward, and I'm kind of assuming that, like the Generations Deluxe, that they'll be able to fold up on the back in robot mode. Oh, and almost forgot to mention, he comes with an extra sword, which is clearly based on the Starsaber from Armada, the combined Minicon team. So that's pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that either. So yes, that's been the latest reveals that have been coming out. I'd say the one that I'm most excited for is the Armada Starscream, with Beast Wars Inferno coming in after him, then the core class Laserbeak, even though I'm pretty hyped for that one, but still, it's just a core class. And then Ratchet, but I can go ahead and tell you now, I'm not going to be getting the core class Ratchet. Sorry, dude. But what do you guys think? Which of these figures are you most looking forward to? What are some of your issues with the figures shown here? Let me know down in the comments. As always, a big thanks to everyone for watching, and have a good one.